Welcome to the Headline Roastware. The news is dressed like Florence Pugh, hits like a meteor shower, and smells vaguely of Earth Day guilt. It's Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. The IMF says the world's slowing down. The markets are bouncing like they're on caffeine. And somewhere in Chicago, NFL coaches are meditating with mock drafts. Let's roast. Subscribe now and join the roast fam. If you laughed, learned something weird, or just love watching the news get roasted, show us some love and hit that button. We roast the headlines so you can have fun when you commute or sound smart at brunch. Without doomscrolling 5 papers or paying $8 for hot takes. New episodes every weekday and weekend. Story 1. Florence Pugh goes full Thunderbolt. Florence Pugh just lit up the Thunderbolts red carpet in London with a look that screamed, "Yes, I'm the moment." Wearing a Gothic-inspired black lace gown with floral sequins and sheer panels, she looked like Morticia Addams reimagined by a Paris couture house. The internet exploded. Instantly Twitter had opinions, Instagram had edits, and TikTok had tutorials by lunch. Fashion critics called it bold, theatrical, and a vibe that punches you lovingly in the face. Pugh's look wasn't just a dress. It was an essay on power, femininity, and fashion's right to be unapologetically dramatic. The gown hugged, shimmered, revealed, and rebelled, just like Pugh's film choices. Oscar buzz, check. Marvel clout, double check. A dress that could double as a haunted chandelier, glorious triple check. Some fans said it was too much, which, in 2025, means just the right amount. Others applauded the actress for continuing to challenge red carpet expectations one cutout at a time. Pugh herself said nothing because, when you look like that, silence is the statement. This is hardly her first headline-making fit. Let's not forget her nipple-forward moment at Valentino, or her infamous bear and brilliant Barbiecore phase. Florence Pugh doesn't just wear dresses, she debates society with them. And today, the dress won. STORY2, IMF, cuts global growth forecast. The International Monetary Fund just dropped its latest economic vibe check-in surprise. It's not great. They slashed the 2025 global growth forecast from 3.3% to a more somber 2.8%. The culprit? Tariffs, uncertainty, and world leaders treating trade policy like fantasy football. The IMF didn't mince words, calling it a fragile moment for global cooperation. Translation: we're all one tweet away from recession. Wall Street blinked, Europe side-eyed, and developing nations muttered seriously. This forecast adds fuel to the ongoing debate. Are tariffs helping, or just giving inflation a Red Bull? U.S. officials say they're protecting jobs. Economists say they're creating headaches. Meanwhile, Year 401 is considering early retirement. The IMF isn't known for drama, but today, they basically subtweeted the global economy. In response, President Trump said the U.S. is stronger than ever. The Dow did not agree. Experts are now watching China, oil, and Powell's blood pressure. Hold on to your portfolios, it might be a bumpy quarter. Story 3. Stock futures rebound. Despite the IMF warning, stock futures bounced back like your friend who says, "I'm over them," and then texts at midnight. Dow futures climbed, investors smiled nervously, and financial reporters practiced cautious optimism on air. What changed? Mostly vibes and some hope that earnings season will distract everyone from reality. Traders are placing bets like it's Vegas. One analyst called it the dead cat bounce of Q2. Meanwhile, your retirement account blinked and whispered, "Too soon." Tech stocks rallied, retail followed, and meme stocks, well, they're doing their own thing as usual. The market isn't stable, but it's showing signs of emotional resilience, which is more than we can say for your group chat. Whether it lasts is another story. But for now, optimism is trending in. That's worth a toast or two. Story 4. Double meteor showers. Skies going full fireworks. The cosmos is putting on a double feature this week. The Lyrids and Eta Aquarids meteor showers. If you missed the lunar eclipse, here's your redemption arc. The Lyrids peak April 21st to 22nd with 10 to 20 meteors per hour. while the ATA Aquarids warm up for a May peak. Together, it's a celestial collision of dust, drama, and wish-making. NASA calls it a spectacular show. Astrologers call it an energetic reset. Your neighbor calls it aliens. All are probably right, in their own way. Experts recommend heading to dark sky areas, away from city lights, and bringing a comfy chair and a snack. You might see fireballs. You might see satellites. You might just see your own thoughts for once. Perfect for stargazers, romantics, and those needing to mentally exit Earth. Just remember it's dust from long-dead comets lighting up our sky like it's on tour. So grab a blanket, maybe a telescope, and someone who won't narrate the whole thing like it's an Avengers movie. Because if the planet is going to spiral, at least the sky is still putting on a good show. Story 5. Chicago Bears prepare to draft or disappoint. The NFL draft is just days away, and the Chicago Bears are deep in draft mode. KA group texting scouts and flipping coins. They've got picks, they've got needs, and they've got fans still emotionally recovering from last season. Rumors are flying about whether they'll go defense, offense, or full chaos gremlin. Head coach Matt Eberflus said they're keeping all options open. Translation: we might make you scream into your sofa. Fans are begging for a QB, the team's considering offensive linemen, and somewhere, a hopeful intern just printed a t-shirt that says, Draft Caleb 2025. Mock drafts are flying faster than TikTok dance trends. Analysts are divided, group chats are tense, and the phrase, "we've got potential," has never sounded more ominous. Whatever happens, one thing's guaranteed. Someone's getting booed live on camera. That's the tradition. That's the brand. It's Bears football, baby. Story 6. Supreme Court considers Fed power. Grab. The Supreme Court is currently chewing on a case that could reshape how much power the Federal Reserve actually has. Specifically, can the president nudge or straight up shove the Fed into cutting rates during an economic funk? Economists are panicking softly. Legal experts are pretending they're calm, said Jerome Powell. He's reportedly stress-smoothing his tie hourly. At the heart of it is a big constitutional question with even bigger wallet implications. If the Fed becomes too political, markets might start treating it like Congress. Noisy, chaotic, and allergic to consensus. Some analysts warn it could tank investor confidence. Others think it's about time the Fed got a little more people first. Meanwhile, Powell is preparing his deep concerned voice for the next press conference. One justice reportedly asked, "What's the big deal?" which is basically economic heresy. This case could decide how monetary policy works for years to come. More at least how fast interest rates ruin your home loan. Stay tuned. Or not. Either way, your mortgage might feel it. Story 7. Did we just sniff alien plankton? Scientists have spotted dimethyl sulfide on exoplanet K218b, a chemical associated with living organisms, especially plankton and Earth. It's the astronomical equivalent of a maybe. On a dating app, no little green men, no weird radio signals, just ... funky molecules in a distant sky. Still, it's enough to send the space nerds into an excited spiral. The exoplanet is 124 light-years away, so unless you have warp drive, you won't be visiting anytime soon. But this might be the most compelling clue yet that we're not alone. NASA is cautious. Twitter is already planning alien memes, and Elon Musk is probably pitching a rocket named after someone's cat. Scientists stress it's not proof of life, but it's not nothing either. It's the science version of a breadcrumb trail across the galaxy. Let's just hope the trail doesn't lead to an interstellar HOA meeting. Story 8. Stranger Things invades Broadway. Forget Shakespeare this week. The Upside Down is taking center stage. Stranger Things, The First Shadow, a Broadway prequel set in 1950s Hawkins, is now playing at the Marquis Theater. Think teen angst meets government conspiracy meets haunted fog machine. Reviews are glowing like literally. The lighting team brought their agam. The story dives into Henry Creel's origin before he became the creepiest dude in the multiverse. There's mystery, puppetry, retro haircuts, and maybe trauma disguised as entertainment. Fans say it's faithful to the vibe. Critics say it's emotionally resonant. And one dad said, "I understood none of it, but the snacks were good." Next just proved it can conquer the stage, not just your screen time. Demogorgons on Broadway. What's next? TikTok Hamlet. Story 9. Retail sales surge as logic flatlines. Despite inflation, instability, and doomsday predictions, retail sales jumped 1.4% in March. Apparently, America deals with stress by going shopping. Economists are stunned. Retailers are thrilled. And credit card companies are quietly popping champagne. The rise spans across categories: clothing, dining, and that thing you swore you'd return but didn't. Some call it resilience. Others call it denial with a punch of serotonin. Financial advisors are issuing gentle warnings like, please stop buying 5 streaming services. But it's clear, people want joy, even if it comes in a cardboard box. Capitalism may be chaotic, but it sure knows how to package comfort. Story 10. SUNY celebrates Earth Day with hope and homework. To mark Earth Day, the State University of New York released a heartfelt statement and a plan. They praised young people leading the climate fight and reminded us the planet isn't self-cleaning. Programs include sustainability in curriculum, campus composting, and climate change seminars led by professors who own at least one kayak. It's idealistic. It's action-packed. It's powered by iced coffee and anxiety. One student said, I recycle everything, even my bad decisions. SUNY's push is part celebration, part call to arms. Because while Earth Day makes great Instagram stories, the real work is daily. Let's just hope the planet makes it to graduation. Brain teaser: last episode's answer. Q. I have keys, but no locks. I have space, but no room. You can enter, but you can't go outside. A keyboard. Today's teaser. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? Hint, it's not your paycheck. That's your April 22nd headline roast. Like, comment, and subscribe before aliens file a restraining order and Powell's eyebrows fall off. We'll see you tomorrow, Roast Fam. Stay chaotic.